You might think digital nomad life involves hopping around the world, working from exotic locations, and constantly exploring new places. And while this can sometimes be true, this isn't actually what digital nomad life looks like all the time. If you want to see what a day in the life of a digital nomad really looks like, I'm going to show you mine. Welcome to a day in the life of a digital nomad. Wake up, baby! Let's go. The cool thing about digital nomad life is you can literally never get bored. Maybe when you think of digital nomads, you think of van lifers, or you think of people working on the beach on their laptops or moving around through big cities. But today we're going to show you a type of digital nomad lifestyle that you may not have thought of before. For the past couple of months, we've been living what I like to call farm life, digital nomad life. And the first step you do in farm life is feed the animals and gather your breakfast. I love how peaceful it feels in the morning before anyone else wakes up, and I use it to do my devotional time and cook breakfast for me and Diane. When a lot of people think of digital nomads, they often think of the 4-hour work week and people just laying around at the beach and barely working. But the truth is that many digital nomads, they're actually pretty big hustlers. I usually eat my breakfast alone, and then I go upstairs to wake up the sleeping beauty. Wow, a normal person would say thank you. I try to start my work by 7 a.m. and if you've been following us for a while, you know that work is broken up into freelance writing, blogging, YouTubing, and real estate investments. Like many digital nomads, I didn't start all these things on day one. It's been a windy road to get here, and I've tried a bunch of different things before landing on these different jobs. When we travel as digital nomads, especially when we travel fast, we've had to learn to become super organized and super productive and manage our time well. Nowadays, I spend about 30% of my time freelance writing for other clients, 60% of my time doing blogging and YouTubing, and the last 10% just doing miscellaneous work. Buenos dias! Over the past 4 years as a digital nomad, I've picked up some pretty clever tips for staying productive on the road, which I'll link to up here. I try to squeeze about 5 hours of writing time in before noon, and then it's exercise time. Diane and I usually warm up with some salsa dancing. After that, we have to get creative. Before traveling, I used to love lifting weights and getting ripped in the gym. But depending how and where you travel as a digital nomad, this can be tricky. We've since shifted all our workouts to bodyweight circuits, and we have to get creative with whatever equipment or terrain is available. Here at the farm, we take advantage of what I like to call the Hill of Death. Each time we run up the Hill of Death, we exercise at the top with one of my favorite views on Earth. That said, you can only run up a hill so many times before getting bored. I mix it up going on some grueling bike rides through the mountains, usually finishing with a quick dip in the pool. While you might think it'd be hard finding ways to train without a gym, I've actually grown to love it. I take the gym with me and get to train in all the most beautiful places. I'm usually pretty tuckered after my workout and like to meditate, aka take a nap, while Diane works her magic in the kitchen. Last year was the year of the street food for us, And while it was definitely convenient, it wasn't necessarily the most healthy. That's why this year we've decided to slow it down and use our time to cook healthy meals. Well, at least Diane cooks healthy meals. After lunch, it's time for another cup of coffee and a change of scenery. Let's go. In the afternoon, it's usually a little bit harder for me to focus, so I try to do all my freelancing work, which normally isn't quite as interesting during the morning time when I'm more alert. Then now in the afternoon, I focus on blogging and making videos like this. Speaking of which, I never really expected to make YouTube a thing. It kind of just happened by accident. And to be honest, making videos takes a surprising amount of time and energy. And I'm super lucky to have my lovely wife as my superstar editor. I don't know how she does it, but she somehow makes all my nervous stuttering end up looking halfway decent. I also never imagined being self-employed before I started this lifestyle, but I actually really love it. Freelancing and running Project Untethered gives me complete freedom. I get to work when I want, with whom I want, where I want, on what I want, and the best part is I don't have to answer to anybody. That said, sometimes this can be a blessing and a curse, because when you have complete freedom, sometimes it's hard to set boundaries. It's easy to let personal time overflow into work time and to let work time overflow into personal time. Fortunately, I have Diane there to help me maintain balance. Right now, we're kind of in work mode for the past couple months, and so we try to cram in work both in the morning and in the afternoon. But other times we're in travel mode when we're moving place to place faster, and during those times we normally spend the morning working and the afternoon exploring. Since we've been staying put up here in the Colombian mountains for the past few months, instead of exploring new places, we have tons of cool animals to play with. And you know what? Let's go check on them. When I first became a digital nomad, I never imagined that I'd be spending my afternoons out in Colombia, in the boondocks of Colombia, playing with animals. But that's the cool thing about digital nomad life. You're completely untethered and you have the freedom to go with the flow wherever life takes you. The goal of my entire blog and this YouTube channel is to help others learn how to build their own untethered lives. Speaking of which, I just put together the world's most comprehensive step-by-step blueprint on how to become a digital nomad. And it's free, so make sure to check that out. I'll link to it below. So after saying goodnight to our furry friends, it's time for date night. And that usually involves another amazing dinner by Chef Diane, and then either jacuzzi time, a bonfire, or if we're feeling lazy, just a nice movie. As a digital nomad, your life is what you make it. Maybe you're like us and you spend a few months up in the mountains. Then a couple months later, you might find yourselves van lifing around the US. Then maybe you're island hopping around Asia. And after that, maybe you spend some time in a cool city like Bangkok. It's all open-ended and it's all an adventure. Now, this lifestyle may seem amazing for some people, but for others, maybe it seems too risky and unstable. As for me, I can't imagine life any other way. Once I got the taste of the untethered life, I knew there was no going back. If this lifestyle looks interesting to you and you want to learn some different travel jobs that anyone can start, make sure to check out this video next. Give me a like if you like this video, and I will see you in the next one.